In 1961, President John F. Kennedy gave a famous speech to Congress in which he announced the ambitious goal, dubbed the Moonshot goal, of putting a man on the moon and safely returning within the decade.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
Inspired by this, the Learning Alliance created the Moonshot campaign with its ambitious goal of reaching 90% reading proficiency by the end of 3rd grade. The Learning Alliance is committed to creating a better tomorrow by taking a stand for our children today. By uniting an entire community to reimagine education, we're working together to cultivate literate, creative, and compassionate citizens who will improve our world. The United States workforce requires that 9 out of 10 people be literate. Today, only 36% of our children are reading proficiently by the end of 3rd grade, and only 1 in 6 will catch up afterward. As the backbone, support, and managing partner of our community's Moonshot campaign, the Learning Alliance is supporting frontline educators, parents, and community leaders through innovative programs to cultivate a literate society and reach our Moonshot goal of 90% reading proficiency by the end of 3rd grade. Through our after-school and extended learning programs, we help fill the gaps for struggling students. And our professional development programs, we help give educators the resources they need to meet the needs of those struggling students. In combination with our community and outreach programs, the Learning Alliance is taking a stand for our students. Here are a few words from some of the folks that help make this happen.
I have benefited from MCAN a lot. A lot of the professional development opportunities that have been afforded to me have taught me about how to be a more effective leader and manager, and the things that I'm exposed to and learn about how important literacy is in early childhood helps me to form my programming to ensure that I include literacy in everything that we do with mothers and babies and families. During the MCAN meetings, it is so palatable, the power and knowledge that we have at those meetings. I really think that I see all possibilities, endless possibilities when I'm in that room. And I really think that we can conquer anything. I think that it is possible in that room. I feel it. I palatably feel it when we're in that room, that we're only a few moments away from having the understanding of how important and return on investment will be for putting that investment in at early childhood, and how much we'll see the economy grow and our community grow and be more powerful and stronger in the end.
The partnership with the Learning Alliance is important to me. It's really important to all of us because reading is everywhere. The Learning Alliance has helped us along the way spotlight the importance of that, along with the Moonshot moment, the goal of 90% of our 3rd graders reading on grade level by the end of 3rd grade. They've helped us shine a light on that. And so for me, that's one of the most important and most valuable elements of our partnership.
Well, I view the Learning Alliance as a true partner in our effort to provide the best education possible for our students. You know, they've worked with us as a partner to improve instruction in the classroom, the types of materials that we use in the classroom, instructional materials, strategies for the teachers, training for the teachers, assessment tools, and that. So it truly is an organization that wants to work with the school district, with the teachers, the principals, district staff to try to, make this educational environment the best for every student, to make sure that they can have the best education possible.
And for me, as an employee of this district and as a parent of students in this district, for me, the Learning Alliance helps us imagine a better tomorrow, a better community, a community that maybe one day my children will be able to live and prosper, their friends will be able to live and prosper, all of our students will be able to live and prosper in our community. So for me, it's a very, very big goal. How do we make our community one where my kids will want to one day come home and live again?
Besides collecting the data with the teachers and training them. I provide professional development, so that's training the teachers. What I see based on the data that we collect or what I observe in the classroom, maybe a skill that I see the teacher might need some improvement on. And it might be training them just in the classroom, it might be modeling it for them in a small group, or it actually might be providing training for the whole grade level.
So every day I work with students for 30 minutes at a time in small groups. It's a 4-to-1 ratio, and I am able to get very specific on what the skills are that they need. Through the testing and through all the observation and evaluations that I have done with them, I have been able to hone in on exactly where their struggling point is. So my instruction can become very targeted. I'm able to go all the way back down to the bottom and start working up that foundation, and starting from the bottom and building up that base will help them improve their skills.
We have so much jam-packed that we need to teach on the level they're supposed to be. We miss out on the places that and the chunks that they're missing, and what they need to be able to get to the point where they're supposed to be. And I think that what Mrs. Akers does is, in her working with the children with where their needs are, they have that. They end up getting that piece that's not there, that I can't keep up with because there are 10,000 things that I'm having to do based on the standards.
When you're building a building and you're laying the foundation, when the inspectors come out, they don't go, oh, there's a few cracks, that's okay, go ahead and put the rest of the house on it. And so I think this is wonderful, because now we're watching the data so closely and making sure we're filling in those gaps. So now when they are going on to the upper grades, there is a solid foundation, and those grade levels are not having to fill it in.
We've got the coaches now, we've got the interventionists pulling the kids, and it's really been a big, big help and asset to us as teachers. That I really think that we wouldn't have that. And I just think it's great, and it's really helpful, and the kids, I really see it in the kids. And that would not be possible if it was not for the collaboration between the Learning Alliance and the school district taking place. And that's just what's made it happen.
I am the facilitator for Moonshot Academy in our school. I use data to drive our instruction, and it also determines who will be in our Moonshot program. Every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, the kids will visit 3 separate classrooms. Unit plan and centers rooms are designed using the Learning Alliance unit plan that they give us. It is broken up into the hands-on activities and then the vocabulary and the enriched literacy piece as well. In the center room, the kids get to put their hands on everything from Play-Doh to construction paper. They design words, they find vowels, they really get into the story. In the unit plan room, the story it comes to life. They turn their vocabulary, they turn the sentences into animation. They dive into the story even more to understand what they're reading, and it helps them to be better readers in the future. In the intervention room, we target the needs of the kids. The students are divided into no larger than 4 in a group, so they really have that one-on-one attention from the teacher. Every day in Moonshot, they're getting their intervention, they're getting exposure to their story, and they also get to expand their knowledge when it comes to vocabulary and their writing skills. This is what we hope will help our kids in the future.
With the relationship that we have with the Learning Alliance, that is it's a partnership. And I like that kind of conversation, because partnerships are relationships. And when you have a relationship, means you have a group of people that come together, and it's a team. And I'm inspired by other organizations, other hospitals, that when they come together to deal with a patient, it could be one patient, it could be one student, but when those teams come together and they practice team medicine, in this case we practice team education, let's call it that way. There is a group of people that come together from different backgrounds, different expertises, but they all come together to see that one client, that one student. What does he or she has that is not working well? What could you contribute to this conversation that when we do surgery in that student, we're able to remove or be able to give that particular student the best probability for him or her to be successful in her life. So this is a team effort, and we could never do it by just thinking, I could do this alone. So unless we break down those walls and we understand that in collaboration, and there might be disagreement in that collaboration, but when surgery happens, those doctors, those educators, each of those teachers have to be able to know that we're on the same page, and what we need to do is cure that learning disability, be able to tweak that skill that that student doesn't have and turn it into something that he or she was able to do it due to the fact that X, Y, Z, and the rest of the team were able to come up with the right intervention to make that client, that patient be successful. So then the team practice works at best.
In order to create literate, creative, and compassionate citizens who will improve our world, we must unite our community and align our resources. The Learning Alliance is committed to taking a stand for all of our children. Join us and join the Moonshot journey.